South Texans and Americans across the country understand the very real impacts and challenges of today's housing market. As homeowners and homebuyers continue to see decade high interest rates and inflation impact nearly every area of their monthly budgets, it is clear that working class and middle class Americans face increasing challenges trying to achieve the American dream today. That being said, Dr. Lautz, this committee has also rightfully highlighted housing concerns for our veterans and disabled veterans recently. In your analysis, what are some of the unique challenges our veteran populations face in accessing affordable housing?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. When we look at recent home buyers, what we have seen in the last year, repeat buyers are telling us 13% of them that when they took out a loan product, they did use a VA loan, and about 1 in 10 first-time home buyers are accessing that as well. It helps them in saving for a down payment, and what we see over time is that they successfully pay their loan, and they have the lowest default rates among all borrowers.
That's great information. Thank you for sharing that. To me, the American dream and home ownership, as I said, they go hand in hand, especially for our nation's veterans. I am proud to have introduced the bipartisan VA Home Loan Awareness Act for this reason. We can and should provide our heroes with the opportunity to achieve home ownership and the American dream they fought to protect. We also, unfortunately, know that some of our most vulnerable heroes, disabled veterans who have earned dignity and respect through their service, oftentimes need additional support. That is why I have introduced this bipartisan legislation. We must ensure that disabled veterans are treated consistently and fairly by HUD's housing support programs. And I look forward to continuing to work in a bipartisan manner to make this happen. Dr. Frantoni, with that in mind, we see that the changing characteristics of the average home buyer indicate that working class and middle class home buyers face increasing challenges in today's market. Do you know off the top of your head, for a state like mine, Texas, what does the average home buyer look like today?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we know that Texas homebuyers rely on government housing programs like FHA and VA to a greater extent than borrowers across the country, with 31% using those FHA, VA, and RHS loans compared to 25% for the nation as a whole. Even with that, we know that the homeownership rate in Texas is about 2.5 percentage points below the national rate as of the fourth quarter. So Texas you often think of as a more affordable portion of the country compared to the coast, and yet many of your constituents, again, really struggling given the challenges. We know that it goes beyond housing, right? We're seeing delinquency rates on consumer debt increase for credit cards, for auto loans. A lot of households are stressed well before they get into the housing portion of their portfolio, right? And then right now, mortgage delinquency rates are extremely low, but I think with any softening in the job market, we're watching closely to see whether those delinquency rates might increase.
Thank you. I yield back.